Yeah, it was just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know, sometimes people say, well, if you don't preach boldly, right, then you're not going to get the effect, or you're like almost offensive to the preaching and everything. But if one looks at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's attitude, he went so far to put on saffron given by a Sankaracharya follower. That was accepted as not a change from Vaishnava to Sankaracharya, but still everybody in the public was seeing him. And nobody's going to tell me that he wasn't wearing the tilak of Sankaracharya. Why would he wear the cloth? Why would he take all this effort and not wear the tilak? When it was him, when he was what you would call a Ramanandi. Ramanandi, there's Sris in Ramanujacharya's, there's the ones that are really attached to philosophy, Ramanandis, and there's even that Boilian is just so different, you know. And then the the people, I'm telling you, they're so attached to philosophy that they ignore any deity worship. They ignore any real festivity. Like saying that that's sentimental, and I'm more into something that's solid, which is philosophy. So that's what he was. And when he was like that, his students would come to him, and if they didn't have tilak, that is when he's made that statement. You don't come without tilak because your face is a graveyard. So he's the one who made that statement. So at one point he had to be in the society of the Ramanandis. And you know what he's doing. He's making friends with them and everything, but he's bringing them over to his philosophy. Achintya, Veda, Aveda, Tattva. This is what he wants to propagate. So he's going in like a needle and coming out like a plow. He makes very good association with them. Comes right into the midst of the Ramanandis and starts even defeating them with philosophy. So they definitely admire him. And just admiring him, not even knowing what he's really doing, he's not trying to destroy ethnic upbringing, historical upbringing. It's an accessional part of us. We can't destroy this, or we can't go in and destroy this in people. And if you want to accept us, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, that is not the way. He went through great. For him, such an austerity. You know, he's Krishna himself. He didn't have to establish a sampradaya. He began the sampradaya. He can begin sampradayas again and again and again. You know, you don't have to worry about that. He didn't have to, say, "Oh, now I'm initiated," and he took the Ramanandi tilak, right, while he was studying and everything. Then he marries into Vishnupriya, and who's Sanatan Mishra's daughter, who's Sri Sampradaya. So now he's putting on Sri Sampradaya tilak. And then, of course, Ishwar Puya is actually the best because he gets the Gopal mantra. Gopal mantra is very, very important. That's all. The Gayatri mantra, Om, Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, we respect it. That's social. But our Gaudiya Gayatri mantra is the Gopal mantra. And that Gopal mantra isn't restricted anywhere just to people that are initiated. That is what Sri Brahma received. That's the Gopal mantra. That's our Brahma of this universe. That's our personal Brahma of this universe. He receives the Gopal mantra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu receives this Gopal mantra. Madhavendra Puri, he sends his disciple, Ishwara Puri, and he gives him this Gopal mantra. And this is when his whole existence changes. But still, even with that existence changing, immediately he takes on the position of taking initiation from Sankaracharya so that he could attract the people. So he could peacefully talk to the people. And especially because he had already planned that he's going to go into the South India part. And one time I was in South India and I said, I never hear that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave lectures in South India. And they started laughing and they said, well, there's so many philosophies in South India that it was better that he just chanted because you'd get into an argument with everybody. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't give any big lectures or anything like that as he went through South India. What he did is just beautifully chanted and danced, in kirtan. So that was the way he was attracting them. So he is not destroying ethnic background. He is entering into the society, and he's even said it himself. He's given it an addition. Achintya Beta Abeta Tattva is an addition. It's not like, okay, to accept this, you have to give up what you're following. No. It's an addition of what you're following. Take this on. That is a lot like of such a humility, just so that he could attract the people. So it's not that all of a sudden, I took a Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Dev lecture because he speaks such philosophy, world religious philosophy he speaks, an understandable world religion philosophy he speaks. And all I did was take out the word Krishna. And any Christian or even Muslim that reads it would go, oh yes, this is what God is. They couldn't say anything to the contrary because he gave it in such a way. Okay, sometimes I get overwhelmed, but two little subject matters there. That's the hydrogenated water, and that water, I just boil it a little bit more, turn it off, put it aside.